and he would say, "You get up, I'll show." I've written it on there. He was a friendly father. Everybody has a father, but our father was, a class apart. He was a friend. I mean, there was nothing that we could not discuss with him. He was so liberal. He was so understanding. He was so courageous. He was so strong. He was like a trophy father that God had given us. And it's really hard to come to terms with his death. No happiness really seems like happiness anymore. I mean, on the happiest of occasions, all of us are mostly crying, and life won't ever be the same again. Yes, life goes on. It does. Life does not stop for anyone, but our life is bereft of its soul. The soul, our father, that was the soul of our lives, the central figure in our lives. In his absence, life means nothing. We're just existing. The fact that that we're not able to accept his death is because it was so sudden. I mean, it was a normal day. I remember last year, 24th October, it was a normal day. I went to office, and I left my office at around 4:30 p.m. and it was Diwali time. There was a lot of traffic jam, and my mom called on, I was on my way to home, and mom called, and she was like, "Where are you?" I was like, "I am on my way." I very playfully said, "I'll take some time, mommy. You'll have to wait longer tonight." She was like, and she sounded worried. She was like, "Nusrat, talk properly. Where are you? Your dad is in hospital. We got a call. He's in hospital. We don't know what happened, but he's there in Nehru Place Hospital." And then all of us got worried, but not in our wildest dreams did we know, or did we even think something of this magnitude would have happened. And we rushed towards the hospital, and just thinking that maybe he had some accident, a car accident or something like that. But when we reached the hospital, he was no more, and the cause of his death, they said, was cardiac arrest. And that was hard for us to digest because he lived a healthy lifestyle. A year before, we had gone to Ladakh, and because of the altitude, it's hard for people to adjust to that climate, and we had problems breathing. My younger cousins who were in their teens, they had breathing problems, but my dad, he was fine. I mean, he was driving himself. We went to Khardungla Pass. He drove himself, and it is the highest motorable pass in the world. And when you think about all those things, and then people tell you that he died of cardiac arrest, it is hard to believe. I mean, even his post-mortem report, the doctors, those doctors who conducted his post-mortem, as an advocate, I know legally they are supposed to write the cause of the death on the postmortem report, but in Dad's case, they did not write anything. All that they said was, "We are sending his samples to the forensic lab for the final conclusion." And in India, we know how much time forensic reports take. In our chamber, there are cases where for 14 years, forensic reports have not really come from the labs. So it is we do not really know what really happened, because when we were at the hospital, he was dead. Nobody told us what really happened to him. We were just given that, short CCTV clip to see. Not every one of us, some members of our family were allowed to see it. And we just see him drinking water and collapsing. And we remember that day he had not taken water from his home. So everything, his death is a mystery for us. And we were not there in his last moments, every life of every gathering in our family. I remember when he used to come to our PTM meetings, my teachers later on would I mean, blushingly tell me how handsome my father was, and my friends would be like, such a beautiful couple, and they would taunt me, you're not as beautiful as your mother or your dad is. So, and we have heard people, gushing about his courage, about his demeanor, uh, about his generosity, and we ourselves know what our father meant uh, to us, what a great person he was. I mean, he was a man of his words, and he would help people across spectrum. I mean, not only political prisoners that we know about. uh, I have seen people come to our home talk asking financial help for uh, helping their children study, or marrying their daughters, or running their daily expenses, and my father never really turned anyone down. So uh, there were a lot of people who came to us, and they were like, we are more devastated than you are. We have lost a pillar of support. He was somebody that we looked up to, for survival and for other things, for legal help. And losing him has we have lost a ray of hope. uh, so to fill that vacuum, it's hard. I mean, it's upon his friends, maybe later on in life, upon us to really fill that vacuum. And I really hope that someday we would live up to his expectations and fulfill uh, what he dreamt of, what he dreamt about. uh, his dreams about people living a dignified life, a life of equality, uh, of justice, a fair life. So I really hope someday we would be able to, I mean, it's like Hoja, and that we live up to his expectations. That's all. Thank you so much.